Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Borderland of Reality podcast. Today we have an interesting interview that involves a donkey. Yes, you heard me right. Not only a donkey, but a real-life donkey, not a fictional character. That's what makes this episode unique. Based on true facts, but you decide fact or fiction. Welcome everyone. Why not let our special guest, the donkey, introduce herself and take it from here? Thank you for joining us today, Donkey, and can you introduce our other guests, please?
Hello, and thanks for inviting me. It's not often that I get to speak, but I'm here today with Balaam, my master, and the angel of the Lord, who would have killed Balaam if he had continued on the road to meet Balak, who asked Balaam to curse the people of Israel.
Hello, I'm glad to be here. I would encourage our listeners to read Numbers 22, 23, and 24, so they can understand the full story of what the donkey is talking about. But yes, I would have slain Balaam for not listening to God and considering profiting from Balak, the king of Moab. For God's people are blessed, and God will not change his mind.
Thanks, Donkey, for saving my life. I am sorry for striking you 3 times, but before you spoke, I thought you didn't want to obey my commands to proceed to Moab. But after you spoke, I was so angry I just replied without realizing that I was talking to a donkey. Ha! Then the angel of the Lord opened my eyes as well. When I saw the angel holding a sword, I realized that I was going the wrong way.
Then the Lord put his words in my mouth to speak to Balak
and tell him that his request to curse the people of Israel is denied.
I have to say it was refreshing to speak my mind. I had been with Balaam so long and never could tell him how I felt. So by allowing me to speak at that time and even now is great. I am the inspiration for all fictional talking animals, and yet I am a true historical figure now. The only talking donkey in real life. Balaam and I actually had a full conversation, even though he was angry, and we spoke back and forth. Did you realize that, Balaam?
Yay. I remember the first time you spoke. I was so angry that if I had a sword at the time, I would have slain you myself. But again, the angel opened my eyes. I saw the angel, fell to the ground, realized my mistake, and then followed God's plan and spoke to Balak. Balak offered me very great honor. And even if he had offered me a house full of silver and gold, how could I go against the word of the Lord, my God? But again, the full account is written in the Bible in the book of Numbers, chapters 22, 23, and 24. I am ashamed on how I acted, but God had mercy on me, and in the end I prevailed, because I chose to listen to God, instead of accepting a house full of riches and high honors that would evenly fade in time or diminish to nothing. I learned that God's plans are for eternity and his ways are the best ways, even when we don't see it at the time. And yes, I now have a donkey that I can actually talk to, who has been with me since she was a filly, and she will always be known as my lifelong, faithful mount.
And Balaam, you did confess you sin and offered to go back. So as the story shows, I allowed you to return with Balak's men, but only on the condition that you spoke the words that God told you to speak. Hence, you blessed the people of Israel, as God had promised anyway, and you and Balak parted ways after his numerous attempts to give you high honor and more riches at the time. You passed the test, Balaam, and the donkey did in fact save your life back then.
Yes, Balaam, I did do that. On another note, my friends, did you know that besides being a historical figure that inspired fictional characters of talking animals, that I became the unofficial symbol or mascot of the United States Democratic Party? And since I like to talk, let me give you a little history on that too, please. Back around 1828, when Andrew Jackson was campaigning for his party, his opponents called him a jackass, and he used the animal or donkey on his campaign posters. Then it circulated and was popularized in weekly cartoon articles of the 1870s. Oddly enough, the Democratic Party never officially adopted the donkey symbol, but it's used today. They say Andrew Jackson was stubborn, like a jackass. I tend to disagree. Balaam never had to beat me on a regular basis to get me to go where he wanted me to go. We got along well for the most part. I can attest to that, now that I am able to speak. On a side note, the elephant became the symbol of the Republican Party after cartoons started circulating in Harper's Weekly, back in 1874. Cartoons showed the elephant wearing the words, Republican votes. So, the elephant and the Republican Party became synonymous. But with all these fictional animal creations, I still am the only talking donkey around.
Donkey, we get the point. Sometimes you talk too much. You're a pain in my...
Okay, go ahead and say it, your ass. You never let me forget it.
Okay, you too. Don't make me take my sword out again. I've got other things to do, so I'm leaving now.
Well, thank you for being here today, Angel and Balaam. When you're ready, just give me the word. Otherwise, I'd love to come back and talk about all my experiences over many millenniums since my days back in Moab. Have I got stories for your audience? Maybe call it the Donkey Chronicles.